In a gaming world packed with constant updates and endless releases, it's easy to overlook some of the most exciting new titles on the horizon. That's why today I am showing you the 20 brand new upcoming games announcements you probably missed. Whether you're a hardcore gamer or just love fresh experiences, this video will uncover some surprise announcements. The Occultist is a first-person narrative horror game developed by Dalawar Studios. You play as Alan Rebels, an expert in the occult who travels to the cursed island of Godstone to investigate his father's sudden disappearance. The island was once inhabited by a macabre cult that performed disturbing experiments and rituals leading to its eternal damnation. The game features a mix of survival horror and puzzle-solving elements. Alan uses a mystical pendulum to interact with the environment and uncover the island's secrets. The pendulum has 5 unique mechanics that help in solving puzzles and navigating through the eerie setting. The Occultist boasts next-gen graphics, creating an immersive and terrifying atmosphere. The game emphasizes stealth as Alan must avoid direct combat and sneak past enemies. The island is populated with sinister characters that add to the horror experience. Players will encounter a variety of puzzles ranging from simple to those requiring knowledge of the occult. The game is set to release in 2025, and it promises a spine-chilling adventure for fans of the horror genre.
Limitations as human beings prevent us from really seeing what is there. But when suggestive becomes evident, then we see what is really there. To face evil, fear is not an option. Engraved in my mind are images that would make any man tremble. But I am not just any man. I am the Occultist.
Hunger is a PvPvE first-person horror extraction shooter and slasher video game with RPG elements developed by Good Fun Corporation. The game is set in a twisted version of Napoleonic Europe devastated by a mysterious plague known as the Hunger. The landscape is bleak, filled with both human enemies and monstrous creatures. Players will need to use their skills, weapons, and resources to survive. The game features a unique blend of survival horror and RPG gameplay. Players start from a base called the Chateau and venture out into dangerous environments to complete missions and scavenge for resources. The narrative takes players into a world where a deadly plague has turned everything into a nightmare. As one of the few survivors, players will explore this dangerous world, uncovering its dark secrets while struggling to survive. Hunger will enter early access on PC in 2025, available through Steam and the Epic Games Store.
You have come. And do you bring with you a new order? Or do you too possess the same gluttony that led to the end? I suspect we shall soon find out.
SpongeBob Squarepants: The Patrick Star Game is a single-player sandbox adventure video game developed by PHL Collective. The game is set in the iconic world of Nickelodeon's SpongeBob Squarepants, specifically in Bikini Bottom. Players will control Patrick Star as he navigates through Bikini Bottom. The game features missions set by characters like SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, Sandy Cheeks, and Plankton. Players can explore locations such as Glove World, the Dump, and Demolition Derby. The game includes physics-defying mechanics allowing players to interact with almost any object to create hilarious mayhem. Players can complete tasks, collect jars of mayonnaise, and unlock new outfits for Patrick. The game is set to release on October 4th, 2024. It will be available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam.
Hey, young man.
What are you doing, lad? Yay! Oh, for me? This is Patrick.
We Harvest Shadows is a first-person narrative action-adventure video game with farming and horror elements developed and published by David Whale. Players will take on the role of Garrett, a city dweller who exiles himself to an abandoned farm after experiencing traumatic events. Garrett believes the world is better off without him, and he starts a new life on the farm. The game combines practical farm management tasks with mysterious and unsettling events. Players will fix up their house, care for livestock, and improve their farmstead while exploring the surrounding acres. The game features a mix of survival and horror elements with no jump scares but a constant sense of unease. The game is designed to create a haunting and immersive experience with a cinematic soundtrack and beautiful visuals. The setting is a remote farm surrounded by fields and trees, which becomes increasingly eerie as night falls. The game will be available on PC via Steam, with unspecified consoles to follow. The exact release date has not been announced yet.
There's always a lot to do on a farm, and it's good to keep busy. It gets your mind off things, like the things you've lost. We'll see what winter brings.
Wreckfest 2 is an upcoming vehicular combat and racing video game developed by Bugbear Entertainment and published by THQ Nordic. The game will be available on Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Wreckfest 2 builds on the chaotic Demolition Derby-style racing of its predecessor. It features improved physics with an enhanced engine called Romeo, offering more realistic crashes and vehicle damage. Players can expect deeper customization options for their vehicles, and a mix of single-player, multiplayer, and local split-screen modes. The game promises higher crash fidelity, a more intricate armor and damage system, and better component damage simulation. It also includes Steam Workshop mod support and a new skill-based matchmaking system for multiplayer. Announced in August 2024, the game is highly anticipated by fans of the original Wreckfest.
You messed with the wrong guy, buddy.
Next time, I promise not to lose my temper.
Come on! Move it! Goddamn amateur! Out of the way! Stop driving like my grandma! She's 6 feet under! M-O-V-E! Move it! You take that piece and throw it up there!
Melobot: A Last Song is a rhythm-based action-adventure game developed by Anomaly Studio and published by Microids. The game follows Melobot, an adorable musical robot created to preserve harmony. Melobot awakens on a strange, silent planet consumed by a mysterious dark matter. The robot must embrace a new role as a hero to save the planet. Players will explore a vibrant world, interact with strange flora and fauna, and use musical notes to awaken the planet. The game features musical duels, upgrading abilities, and mastering unique instruments to combat the dark matter. The game boasts visually stunning sci-fi environments inspired by Pixar and Studio Ghibli. Melobot: A Last Song is set to release on September 12, 2024 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Revenge of the Savage Planet is a satirical action-adventure Metroidvania game developed by Raccoon Logic. Players will take on the role of a space explorer marooned on an alien world abandoned by the corporation that sent them there. The mission involves navigating through bizarre landscapes, uncovering sinister truths, and seeking revenge against the corporate powers. The game features dynamic co-op, new abilities and tools, and 4 different planets to explore. Players will encounter a variety of creatures, plants, and secrets. The gameplay emphasizes creative problem-solving with tools like lassos, jetpacks, and a goo gun. The game includes customizable habitats, a satirical storyline that critiques corporate greed, and a mix of humor and adventure. Revenge of the Savage Planet is set to release in early 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
I regret to inform you, therefore been made redundant. Your final check has been sent. And we hope you eventually find a way home. Good luck.
Lost in Random: The Eternal Die is a roguelite action-adventure game developed by Thunderful Games. The game follows Queen Alexandra, a once powerful ruler now on a quest for revenge and redemption. Accompanied by Fortune, a sentient die, she navigates through the chaotic and unpredictable realms of Random. Players will experience a blend of roguelite mechanics with strategic elements. Each run is randomly generated from a handcrafted group of tiles, ensuring unique experiences. The game emphasizes both strategy and luck, with players collecting relics to combine stat buffs, ability modifiers, and effects for fortune. The game includes a hub called the Sanctuary, where players can re-strategize, sort weapons, and interact with quirky characters. The world is visually striking, filled with unexpected twists, and fully voiced by an amazing cast. It is set to launch in 2025 and will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. King of Meat is a 3D 4-player co-op hack-and-slash dungeon crawler game developed by Glowmade and published by Amazon Games. The game is set in the fantastical world of Loragok, where players participate in a high-stakes game show called King of Meat. And the world is filled with dragons, trolls, skeletons, and other mythical creatures. Players will navigate through chaotic, trap-filled dungeons, battling various monsters and trying to impress the audience with their combat skills and showmanship. The game features melee-focused combat, tricky platforming sections, and puzzles. Additionally, players can create their own dungeons using the same tools the developers used. The game includes user-generated content for dungeon building, allowing players to design and share their own challenging dungeons. It also emphasizes creative co-op gameplay, where players can team up to tackle the game's challenges. King of Meat will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. The exact release date has not been announced yet, but it is highly anticipated.
This is King of Meat!
Rogue Waters is an upcoming tactical turn-based roguelite game developed by Ice Code Games and published by Tripwire Interactive. The game is set in a pirate world overtaken by a terrible curse. Players will navigate through this world, gathering a ragtag crew of rogues and growing them into fierce pirates. Players will engage in tactical turn-based combat, utilizing a variety of abilities and strategies. The game features an ever-changing game world, ensuring that each playthrough is unique. Players can also befriend and call upon legendary sea creatures from sailors' myths to aid them in battle. The game includes dynamic co-op gameplay, allowing players to team up with friends. It also emphasizes creative problem-solving and strategic planning. Rogue Waters is set to release on September 30, 2024 and will be available on PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store.
To settle the score.
Masters of Albion is an open-world simulation god game developed and published by 22 Cans. The studio led by Peter Molyneux, known for games like Fable, Black and White, and Dungeon Keeper. And the game is set in the world of Albion, where players are granted ancient godlike powers. The story revolves around navigating through a world filled with quests, moral choices, and intrigue. Players will face an old enemy that Albion hasn't seen in hundreds of years, with magic returning to the land and threatening the very foundations of society. Players will build and expand the town of Oak Ridge, managing resources like food, clothes, and equipment. The game features a day-night cycle where players construct and customize buildings during the day and defend against waves of evil creatures at night. Players can also hire and customize heroes' arm turrets and use godly powers to protect their town. The game is confirmed for PC, with potential console releases being considered. While there is no official release date yet, the game is expected to enter early access by 2025.
Or not. I can also design, customize, and create all buildings. Night is coming, the sun is going down, and now my town needs defending against the horrors of Albion. And this is my hero's time to shine. You don't have to play in God mode. At any point you can possess a character and play in third person. My hero is now under my complete control, and now it's time to fight. My hero's getting overwhelmed. Let's switch back to God mode and unleash some real power. Okay, we survived the night. Now, let's design a better weapon for my hero. You can be as silly as you want, but bread swords just won't cut it. This is just a glimpse of Masters of Albion, an open-world God game full of combat, choices, mystery.
Nightmare House Reimagined is a first-person horror game developed by We Create Stuff. The game is a complete reimagining of the legendary Nightmare House 2 mod for Half-Life 2. It has been rebuilt from the ground up using Unreal Engine 5. Players will navigate through the terrors of an abandoned house equipped with a reliable axe as they desperately seek a way to escape the nightmare. The revamped story promises new content and enhanced game mechanics. The game features improved graphics, striking art design with smoky, harsh lighting, and a focus on creating a chilling atmosphere. Players will face various horrors lurking in the shadows. Nightmare House Reimagined is set to release in 2025 for Windows PC via Steam. 2 Point Museum is a business simulation video game developed by 2 Point Studios and published by Sega. The game is set in the whimsical world of 2 Point County following the success of 2 Point Hospital and 2 Point Campus. Players take on the role of a museum curator, tasked with designing and managing their own museum. This includes coordinating expeditions to discover rare artifacts, creating engaging exhibits, and ensuring the museum runs smoothly. Players will need to keep exhibits safe, maintain cleanliness, and manage staff and guest satisfaction. You will send teams of experts on expeditions to uncover artifacts. You can customize the layout and design of the museum, including thematic areas and guided tours. Players will handle various aspects of museum management, from security to guest services. The game retains the humorous and quirky style of its predecessors with claymation-style graphics. The game will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. The game was announced on August 14, 2024, but the exact release date has not been specified yet.
Oh my, this one appears to be interactive. And that concludes our tour of this part of the museum. Tell your friends, bring your family. After all, you can't spell museum without you and me.
Will, Follow the Light is a first-person narrative adventure game developed by Tomorrowhead Studio. The game follows Will, a man lost in the harsh and unforgiving northern seas, as he tries to find his way back to his loved ones. The journey is filled with emotional depth, exploring themes of family survival and inner struggles. Players will navigate through icy waters, remote islands, and treacherous mountain paths. The game combines puzzle elements with a hauntingly beautiful world, drawing inspiration from games like Firewatch and Alan Wake. Players will face various environmental challenges and uncover fragments of Will's past as they progress. The game features stunning visuals influenced by Nordic landscapes, creating a tense and suspenseful atmosphere. The environment plays a significant role in the storytelling, adding to the emotional and immersive experience. Will, Follow the Light is set to release in 2025 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam.
I will find you.
God Save Birmingham is a medieval zombie survival game developed by Ocean Drive Studio. The game is set in 14th century Birmingham, England, which has been ravaged by a mysterious plague that turns residents into undead creatures. Players take on the role of one of the last survivors in Birmingham. The city, once a thriving center of trade and culture, is now overrun by the undead. The story focuses on survival, with players needing to navigate through the eerie streets, manage resources, and uncover the grim events. The game emphasizes realistic survival mechanics, including managing needs, mastering physics-based mechanics, and evading the horde. Players will need to use their surroundings creatively to outsmart enemies and prolong their survival. The game will feature a sandbox mode in early access, with a full campaign mode planned for the official release. The game will be available on Windows PC via Steam. The exact release date has not been announced yet, but it will enter early access first. Floatopia is a life simulation game developed by NetEase Games. The game is set in a whimsical world of floating islands where fantasy meets reality. Players can create and explore their own floating island, shaping it into a personal paradise. The protagonist starts with a seemingly useless superpower and a dull job. However, they discover Floatopia, a floating island community for those with similar powers. The game focuses on themes of healing and self-discovery. Players will engage in traditional life simulation activities with a magical twist. This includes building and customizing their island, interacting with quirky characters, and participating in various activities. The game emphasizes creativity and exploration. The game features vibrant, captivating visuals with a handcrafted feel. The world is filled with playful details such as houses made from milk cartons and stations shaped like clouds. Floatopia is set to launch in 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Hela is a fantasy adventure game developed by Knight's Peak and published by Wind Up Games. The game follows a brave mouse familiar on a quest to save a witch in an enchanting puzzle-filled Scandinavian world. The witch who has used her powers to aid the locals has fallen ill, and the mouse must gather ingredients to help cure her. Players will explore a beautifully crafted world, brew potions, solve puzzles, and complete various quests. The game features dynamic weather conditions and realistic physics-based interactions. Hela offers a cozy and magical journey with a mix of adventure and relaxation. The game emphasizes exploration and lighthearted play, creating a warm and soothing experience. The game is set to release in 2025 for PC and consoles. Mars Attacks is a theme park management simulation game developed by Outlier. The game is set in the iconic universe of Mars Attacks. Players take on the role of Martians building amusement parks on Mars where humans are abducted to serve as the main attractions. Players will build and manage their own Martian theme parks, designing rides, hiring staff, and managing guest needs. The game also involves abducting humans from Earth to display them in customizable habitats. Players will need to handle various challenges, including environmental hazards and human escape attempts. Martian scientists can conduct experiments on humans to gain research points, unlocking new rides and amenities. Players can create unique attractions and habitats, making each park distinct. Players must deal with demanding visitors and the constant threat of humans trying to escape. The game is set to enter early access on Steam in 2025. Sulfur is an action-adventure game combines first-person shooter mechanics with classic role-playing and roguelite elements. Players will explore a modern, old-school world filled with various enemies and treasures. The game emphasizes brutal combat and strategic decision-making. Players will need to outsmart enemies, find treasure, improve their weapons, and harness unique powers. The game also features extraction shooter elements where players must survive encounters and make critical decisions to progress. You will engage in intense battles with a variety of enemies, improve and customize weapons to suit your playstyle. The game will be available on PC via Steam, with potential releases on other platforms in 2024. Borderlands 4 is an eagerly anticipated addition to the beloved looter-shooter franchise developed by Gearbox Software and published by 2K Games. Unlike previous games that focused on Pandora, Borderlands 4 takes place on a brand new planet. This new setting promises fresh environments and challenges for players to explore. Players will once again assume the role of a legendary vault hunter battling hordes of enemies and searching for alien treasures. The game retains the core mechanics of the series with a focus on chaotic combat, diverse weaponry, and cooperative multiplayer. Expect new abilities, weapons, and enemies to enhance the gameplay experience. Borderlands 4 will be available on PC via Steam, and the Epic Games Store PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. The game is set to launch in 2025, aligning with Take-Two's fiscal year 2026. And that's a wrap on our list of 20 brand new upcoming games that you probably missed. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with the latest game announcements, trailers, and insider news, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring that bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.